like you've tried absolutely everything to clear your acne at this point. You've tried spironolactone, the birth control pill. You've tried doxycycline for years at a time, and you are at the point where you cannot go back to the dermatologist and be given another pill, cream, hormone, or be recommended Accutane for like the 20th time. You know there's a deeper root issue and you want to get to the root issue of your acne challenges. Is that you? If so, today I'm going to share the 5 actionable habits that I took to clear my acne naturally after struggling with it for over 15 years. If you can get started on these 5 action steps, employ them daily, consistently over time, you may have an incredible head start to clear your acne naturally from the inside out. So let's discuss. Hi there, my name is Therese, and after 15 years of acne struggles, I finally cleared my hormonal acne naturally. And I created my acne clearing program, The Clear Code, to help you do the same. 10 years and thousands of clients later, I've made it my life's work to get you clear skin without harsh chemicals, pills, and/or creams. So make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. The first daily habit that I employ daily, weekly, monthly to keep my skin clear is that I always have healthy fats in my house. By healthy fats, I mean avocados, almonds, walnuts, Brazil nuts, coconut, anything. So coconut milk, coconut chips. I have almond butter. I have sunflower seed butter, any type of nuts, olive oil, coconut. I have healthy fats all of the time in my home. Here's why. I recently shared a video on how I cleared my acne naturally in 30 days with food. Check it out here. And that being said, one of the main ways that I was able to clear my skin naturally was by balancing my blood sugar levels over time. Acne and blood sugar management are deeply linked. I go into that in that video, so I won't go crazy deep, but I'll simplify it. Basically what happens is when you have mismanaged blood sugar levels, you are going to be more likely to be prone to insulin resistance. So what does that mean? When you have high glucose levels, so you're having a diet high in sugar, high in like white flours, muffins, pancakes, cookies. I mean, these things are delicious. You have a diet high in those, and or you're having periods of like kind of inconsistent intermittent fasting. So let's say you have a late night, you go to bed at 2 a.m., you don't eat for 16 hours, you wake up 2 p.m. Let's say you have a bagel with some butter, some orange juice, and then a few hours later you have some pizza. That's putting your blood sugar levels on a roller coaster, right? That is going to lead to you having peaks and troughs in your blood sugar. Because what happens is when you skyrocket your blood sugar with anything, food, stress, caffeine, all the things, your body's going to release insulin to kind of lower and or balance out your blood sugar levels. It doesn't want them to get too high. And when you have higher levels of insulin in your body, you have higher levels of insulin growth factor 1, which is a mitogen, and it encourages skin cell growth at the pore. Ding, ding, ding. Here's why that's important. If and when you have too many skin cells at your pore, you are going to be more likely to break out. It's that simple. There are 4 conditions you need at your pore to break out. Too many skin cells, too much oil, skin cells don't slough off the way they should, and then P. acnes, the bacteria that causes acne, gets into the pore and causes a breakout. That's how it happens. Now, that being said, if and when you have, remember all of those like simple sugars that I mentioned at the beginning of this. So let's say you have pancakes or muffins or donuts or a bagel. Those are all just essentially white sugar, white flour. They get processed almost immediately as glucose and they skyrocket your blood sugar, okay? Hear me out. That's not ideal. It's also probably too why you may have foods like that and then a few hours later like crash in terms of energy and feel like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I can't move. This is why. So if and when you have foods like that, one of the best things you can do, I get really passionate about this topic, is to combine those foods with a healthy fat and or protein. When and if you combine those foods, those like simple carbohydrates, with a healthy fat or a healthy protein, it will blunt your blood sugar rise. Your blood sugar won't rise as quickly. And that is key to managing your blood sugar levels over time, which can lead to clearer skin. And here's the thing. The reason why having these things in my house is the most important habit is because all of this is nice in theory. But let's say you're starving and it's a Friday afternoon and in your pantry you have Oreos versus in your pantry you have some almonds, some Brazil nuts, some walnuts, and a green apple. That combo pack, green apple plus some almonds, some like nuts and or healthy fats, that combo pack is gonna satiate you. It's gonna keep your blood sugar levels pretty reasonable and fill you up. Versus something like Oreos that's just it's gonna give you the fast energy that you're seeking, especially if you're tired on a Friday afternoon, you know what I'm saying? But it is not going to support you from a blood sugar management perspective over time. That's actually the most important thing that I wanted to share around these habits for you today, is blood sugar management and natural acne clearing is actually just that. It's a bunch of tiny habits all mixed together and done daily. And the most important thing you want to do is equip yourself to consistently take those habits. And the best way to do that is to have your pantry and or your fridge stocked. The second habit that I maintain daily to keep my skin clear is that I have probiotics, sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha in my fridge at all times. Here's why. There are 7 main reasons for your acne breakouts, okay? Blood sugar management challenges, hormonal imbalances, gut health challenges, food allergies, stress, topical misuse, so using the wrong topical products, and or overall inflammation. Those are the 7 main reasons. And when I took a look at my skin, my root acne triggers, all the things, one of my biggest root acne triggers was my gut health. Comment below if this is you. I was on doxycycline for an extended period of time to try to clear my acne, to try to fix it. And let's be honest, it did work. You can't be on something like that forever. And so even though it helped my acne in the short term, what it did, unfortunately, was create longer term gut health challenges for myself. I was constipated basically my whole life, really ever since. It's something I still struggle with. I'm good now, but I still have struggled with that throughout my life, number 1. And number 2, what it does is it gets the bacterial makeup of your microbiome a little off. We have 3 pounds of bacteria from here to the other end, and it's all really good, really helpful. You want beneficial bacteria in that microbiome, right? But if and when you're on an antibiotic for an extended period of time, you run the risk of potentially killing some good bacteria, which can then lead to skin challenges because there is something called the gut-skin axis. The gut-skin axis was a theory postulated by 2 scientists, Stokes and Pillsbury, who theorized that if you added lactobacillus cultures and bifidobacterium into the gut of certain acne clients or certain acne patients at the time, that would positively improve their skin. And lo and behold, it had a huge impact on their skin. So basically, when they added live cultures into their gut, literally like ate them, their skin cleared. And so that encompasses kind of a brief overview of what the gut-skin axis is, and I definitely struggled with that. So now let's bring it full circle. I knew that at the beginning of my acne clearing journey, gut challenges were a huge problem. And I also knew that that too is a long game. You can't fix your blood sugar management issues overnight, and you also can't fix gut health issues overnight. But what you can do is make sure that you're re-inoculating your gut with healthy bacteria every day. So I knew that I was dealing with gut health challenges post taking doxycycline forever and also the birth control pill, which also can create some dysbiosis. And so I focused on the 4 R's of gut repair, okay? Of gut health, I should say. They are remove, replace, re-inoculate, and repair. This is a protocol. It's called the 4 R's of gut healing. I don't know who created it. I'm sorry. It was not me. But basically it kind of outlines how you are to properly and holistically heal your gut from the inside out, which can then absolutely impact your skin. And so remove, very clear. The first thing you do from a remove perspective is you focus on getting rid of any food intolerances. Let's say you know that every time you eat eggs, your stomach hurts, or every time you have half and half, so something like cream, your stomach bothers you. Being really aware of those things and removing them is key. I honestly didn't have many of those. I won't lie. I didn't have many like remove issues. I didn't have a ton of stomach issues in terms of like pain or diarrhea necessarily, but I struggle a little bit with going to the bathroom. The second R, replace, was definitely key. Because when I tell you I lived largely on a diet of Doritos, chili cheese dogs, and Starburst/Skittles, I'm not lying. So I had to find better substitutes for these things. I had to take different action steps. And that can be kind of hard sometimes when you're trying to create a new habit. Stopping cold turkey is often not the most recommended path. Actually creating a substitute, finding something you can do instead is better. So for example, this is a small but simple way to think in terms of substitution. I love Doritos and Cheetos. Chef's kiss. But they're really bad for you. I mean, like every now and then it's fine, but like Doritos and Cheetos every day, it's not good for you. So that being said, it's like, okay, I'm craving a crunch and I'm craving something salty. What can I grab instead? And I would start grabbing those dried seaweed chips. So they have a ton of really good minerals and vitamins. They fit that salty craving, and then they also satiate that crunchy need. So that was my substitution. When I want Oreos, I'm not gonna be like, ooh, yeah, I got to have strawberries instead, but that was definitely something that I also started to do, and I'm gonna talk about that habit in a second. But I basically started to replace all the crap I was eating with really good stuff. Third part of the gut healing process was to re-inoculate / repair, okay? Basically what happens, like I mentioned, when you're on doxycycline or the birth control pill or any of these other like longer term use antibiotics for your acne, you can have an overgrowth of the wrong type of bacteria. And so I focused very heavily on making sure I re-inoculated, as in added in bacteria to my microbiome consistently. So that meant adding in a probiotic with 10 billion organisms or more with Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium, and or grabbing things like sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, all of which have live bacterial cultures on them. You can literally see that next time you go pick up yogurt or even kombucha, just check the bottle. It'll say contains live bacterial cultures. And that's what I focus on having daily. So to bring that full circle, that habit of having those items there is key. I'll keep it really simple, to be honest. I'll maybe have kombucha 2 to 3 times a week. I'll definitely take a probiotic daily because I still need that. And then I also will have like sauerkraut 2 to 3 times a week on the side of breakfast, for example. I always like fit it in where I like it, where it tastes good. And then I say, that's good enough for the week. You don't have to like kill yourself, but just having those things in the fridge, again, is gonna be so much easier to implement that habit. The third action step that I took, and I want you to bear with me because it's gonna sound stupid, but it's not. It's important, okay? The third action step that I took to begin to clear my acne naturally, the habit that really transformed things for me, I'm not kidding, was that I grabbed fruits as a substitute for all and any sweet tooth cravings that I was having. Hear me out, okay? I mentioned at the beginning I have blood sugar management issues, but I did not yet touch on the fact that I have such a sweet tooth. I'm definitely genetically predisposed to diabetes. Everyone in my family has it. Type 2, the type that you develop over time. And that means as a child of a diabetic, for example, type 2, I'm 40% more likely to develop it. Sugar is just like a thing that I love. And I knew, though, that being said, back to habit formation. I don't know if you've ever read the book Tiny Habits or Atomic Habits. A lot of habit formation, even creating the habit of eating a lot of sugar, happens over time. And stopping it cold turkey, especially sugar, I'm sure if you're watching this, you struggle with sugar cravings, can be really rough. It's kind of wild how difficult sugar cravings can be, right? Like it's kind of wild how hard it is to stop eating sugar. So that being said, I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to go cold turkey. I knew. But I thought, all right, I love Oreos, I love Starburst Mini Reds, I love Skittles, I love all these things. What if I could find a really good substitute for those instead? And or what if I could just create a new habit, replace it? I wonder if that would work. And so what I did was I went to the grocery store and I grabbed every fruit imaginable. I grabbed higher glycemic fruits too, because I knew, even talking about them makes my mouth water, I knew they were gonna satiate me more. So by higher glycemic fruits, I mean things like mangoes, pineapple, oranges, bananas. Those have higher levels of sugar in them than fruits that have skin that you can eat. So basically like apples, berries, those are all lower glycemic fruits. But the fruits that have skin that you can't eat are gonna have a little bit higher glycemic levels, so higher in sugar. And I mean, we all know there is a difference between eating like a pineapple versus an apple. They taste different. I grabbed so many fruits that first month, I'm not kidding you. I mean, it might've been 5 to 10 for the week. And every time I wanted something sweet, I just grabbed pineapple instead, or I grabbed mango, or I grabbed oranges instead. I just started a new habit. And I stuck to it, even though it was hard at first, for a month. And then what happened was, over time, your palate changes. So now I'll have an Oreo and it'll be good, kind of, but I can almost like taste the chemicals in it and it's too sweet. And so that fundamental habit of just deciding I was gonna create a substitute for my sweet tooth cravings, number one. And then number two, making it fruit, so making it something healthy. And then number three, staying consistent, allowed me to change my palate, to change everything over time, and completely transformed my blood sugar levels. The fourth action step that I took, the fourth habit that I employed to begin to clear my acne naturally, was I started to have dandelion tea nightly. If you've been following me for any length of time, you have heard me talk about this extensively, I'm sure, but I knew that I struggled with estrogen dominance after using the birth control pill for an extended period of time. I knew that that was a challenge of mine. I had mid-cycle and pre-period breakouts. I definitely struggled with pretty significant PMS. Like, I knew this was a challenge. And one of the ways to positively impact estrogen dominance is by adding in bitter herbs. So things like herbal cholagogues like milk thistle and or dandelion tea. Because what they do is they increase bile flow from your liver, and they help to aid with digestion, and they help to remove chemicals and toxins, things like excess estrogen, excess testosterone, excess sex hormones, for example, and they help get rid of those so that you can go to the bathroom easier, etc. And because, again, I knew I had this long history of being on and off the birth control pill, I knew that this was going to be transformative, and it deeply impacted my digestion for the first week that I tried. And then for the next few months, I saw my skin positively impacted by this bitter herb in particular, and just having dandelion tea around. Again, it's $3.99 a box. It lasts for 2 to 3 weeks. It was life-changing. The fifth habit that dramatically transformed my skin. Again, it's gonna sound small, but it's the habits that we're talking about today, right? This habit is that I decided what I was going to eat the week ahead. Notice, I'm not saying meal prep. I'm not saying I made everything on a Sunday and it was all packaged away perfectly. No. I'm saying I decided on a Saturday afternoon what I was gonna eat the following week. And the reason that's so important and so transformative is because, oh man, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Super simple. Again, I don't know who said that. It was not me. If you don't prepare for your week, we're busy. Life is busy. I ain't got time. I do not have time on a Tuesday afternoon to go to the grocery store and do a full shop and then decide what I'm gonna eat. It's too much. Nobody has the time. But on Saturday morning, things are kind of quiet. I can afford to take an hour to define, okay, these are the things I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have this dish, this breakfast, this lunch. I'm gonna mix and match here or there. So I'm gonna define the things, go to the grocery store, grab it all, have it there. If you just take 1 hour a weekend, define what you're gonna eat, go to the grocery store and buy it, your whole life will be different for the following week. You don't even have to meal prep. Just having the food in your fridge, and again, I speak from experience, will be transformative in terms of positively impacting your skin journey, because you'll be reaching for the right things as opposed to grabbing the wrong things when you're starving. Because if and when you're hungry, you're starving, you're tired, it's been a long day, you're 150% gonna order pizza. Of course. It's so easy and you're tired. Versus it's been a long day, you're hungry, you're tired, etc. And you have literally chicken that you could just put into the oven for 20 minutes with some olive oil, done. So that's the fifth habit that actually completely transformed my skin. I just had groceries set up in my fridge once a week. Now, if all of these habits sound really good, but you're still a little bit confused about why you're breaking out in the first place, and you're like, I still don't understand. I have a root acne triggers quiz that you can grab via the link below, and we help you identify your acne personality type, plus 3 action steps and 3 recipes you can take to start to clear your acne naturally over time. So if you're interested in downloading that and knowing your acne personality type, download it here. And or if you just want someone to tell you why you're breaking you out, give you a plan to clear your acne naturally, and define that plan into a lifestyle for you so that you can eat donuts, cookies, pizza, comme moi and my clients to clear your acne naturally over time, and you just want help with that, apply to my natural acne clearing program, the Clear Code, via the link below. That is definitely something we do. The very first thing we do in the program is identify your root acne triggers. So I would love to see if we could help you there too. Thank you for being here. And if you know anyone who would benefit from this video and or who is wondering if what's happening with their skin could be cleared naturally, please send this over to them, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video.